NBC Bay Area responds to families getting mail and money that could be yours. Now, they told us they're getting dozens of envelopes from the state unemployment office addressed to people who don't live with them. And some of those envelopes come with jobless benefit money inside. Let's turn to consumer investigator Chris Chmura. So what's going on?
Good evening. We don't know for sure what's happening here. What we do know is these families in Brentwood and Oakland who reached out to us, they're not alone.
1, 2, 3.
It's the same story for Marco,
11,
and Sandy.
Open the mailbox, there's 8 of them.
And Paloma.
There's 83.
And Carlos.
If I had to guess, I would say around 200 altogether.
All at one address.
Correct.
People all over the state are getting piles of unsolicited and unexpected envelopes from the Employment Development Department, EDD.
Had anybody in your house filed for unemployment? Was anybody there actually expecting a letter?
No, we're self-employed.
Everyone we talked to said they got envelopes from multiple people. They didn't know. In the case of Marco in Oakland, there's no way his stack is for a previous tenant.
And we bought the house when it was built. Nobody else lived here before us.
All the letters are labeled time-sensitive or urgent. Some contain debit cards loaded with unemployment benefits.
6 debit cards.
Likely hundreds of dollars or more on each one. We researched the names. Some check out. They appear real. Others are unclear. So what's happening here?
Some crazy clerical error on the part of EDD.
Or is it something else, maybe?
It might be fraud, I don't know.
We found a loose yet somewhat common thread. Several people who got letters had recently advertised their homes for rent or sale. Scammers are known to use unattended mailboxes for mail fraud. Years ago, they bilked the IRS with the tactic and sent $46 million in bogus tax refunds to a single address in Georgia, where, of course, the scammers picked up the mail and the checks. Are these stacks evidence of crooks pulling the same scam with EDD? The agency told us its investigators are working with local, state, and federal partners in law enforcement on a fraud investigation. We have lots of questions about whether the agency has safeguards to prevent it from sending so many envelopes to the same address. But EDD declined our request for an interview. It said it's developing methods to stop and prevent such claims from being paid and prosecuting unscrupulous offenders to the fullest extent of the law. The return address on some letters is a Tennessee P.O. box for Bank of America, which manages the state's unemployment debit cards. Does B of A alert the state when multiple debit cards go to one address? A spokesperson declined to comment.
The hot potato that nobody wanted to embrace, right?
Assemblymember Tom Lackey and other lawmakers are calling for an emergency EDD audit.
To think that these are isolated circumstances is laughable.
Is it time to call a special session to address this?
Yeah, it's certainly time to do that because these other options are failing and the people deserve better.
Governor Newsom just deployed 5 new people to EDD to address the letters, though it's not clear what they're doing.
I shouldn't just have these in my house.
And I believe more will come. So we are just curious to know what to do.
We asked EDD. There are 2 steps to turn in a stack of letters and debit cards. First, call the agency fraud line. It's 1-800-229-6297. Then mail the pile to EDD. That's the address on your screen right now. We've added it to our website, NBCBayArea.com/responds.